Good morning guys, Cam from Millowatts again. What we're doing today is I've had the boys here this morning. This is our office. They picked up some materials to get ready for the day. And what I want to do with you guys today is just go through like a day in the life little video showing some of our behind the scenes stuff, how we operate things, and let's see what else we can talk about. Come on in. First of all, guys, this is our little tiny garage. I keep one van here and we have a couple of vans that the work boys take home. Some companies like to operate a big workshop where they keep all their stock and vans there and the boys come to the workshop in the morning. I don't see how that would work for us because we do a lot of service and maintenance. It's better for the boys just to go straight to the jobs, between the jobs, and then straight home. And they pop in here to the workshop when they need to get materials, things like that. So what we have is a van and we keep some stock here. We keep it pretty limited. This is specific stuff that we've ordered for jobs next week. This is general stock that we keep here. Not too much, most of the stock's in the vans, and then this is just a bit of top up stuff, a little bit of cable, a little bit more stock there with some conduit and duct. But we try not to carry too much because it just increases your overheads and you forget what you've got. So we like to just order on the go. We use a few different wholesalers depending on what's convenient, who has the best price on different items. And we try to get deliveries to here as much as possible because that's also convenient. And this is a very small little home office we have here where we run our computer and phone. So this is a local soccer or football team that we sponsor. My good mate is the coach of the team and we decided to get behind them as a sponsor. I live in this property as well, so it's just nice having that separation between work and personal time. But come on up and we'll make a coffee, that's most important. These are photos my mate Pato took all through Melbourne CBD, yeah. And that's Melbourne CBD. That's a homeless guy on the tram just on Victoria Street. So he's really clever, the photos that he takes. So a little revelation I've had this year is I used to start the day with coffee. Now I start the day with green tea, first thing green tea. Just maintains the calm through those first couple hours. I just find it really nice. I mean, coffee can get you quite fired up and so you just have to time it right, I find. But now being mid-morning, perfect time for a coffee. How do you have it, brother?
I did soy last day as well.
Soy? I don't have soy. Ice long black, lovely, lovely, lovely. Now it's important to lower the ice in with a spoon. We're just trying to limit splashage. This morning I went for a swim at the local leisure centre, set up the boys, then went for a swim and now I'm back here now. I think it's really super important to have those hobbies or interests outside of work. Otherwise, if all your goals and all your energy is always on work, I don't think that's very healthy because if work's not going that well, then your mental state's hinging on work too much. Especially in small business where it can take up so much energy, it's so important just be able to put it aside for the day and do something for yourself. Yeah, if you're not squaring away those real basic pillars, then you can't do your job, you know? So yeah, some days the boys will come here every morning to get particular stock for a job to have a chat about something or whatever. So often they'll be here at 7, set them up, they'll hit the road. And then what I'm doing is basically managing this dispatch board. So we use a program called ServiceMate, which is probably quite specific to service and maintenance based companies like electricians, plumbers, cleaners and things. And what this does is list staff members and allows us to allocate jobs to them. So the boys are at this job this morning, they're working away. Ben and Alex are there working away, replacing a bunch of fluorescent tubes, installing a wall-mounted fan. Jesse's doing more runaround jobs. So this morning he was at this job in Fitzroy and then this commercial property in Coburg. He's now in Kensington. So when they're green, they're completed. So you can see these are the jobs that are completed. That was a quotation. Now these are work orders. So these come up on the boys' phones. Through the app, they can like press navigate to job. And then it'll go to Google Maps and it'll navigate to them to the job. They can write all their job notes and then I can alter the invoice as needed and send it to the client. And then we're also running email here, communications with our client. Now what's important is that once we've opened an email, we treat it as actioned. So if an email is left open, that means that we've replied or we've done something about it. If it's unopened, that means it's waiting for a reply. Because I also have a staff member working in the Philippines. He does a lot of our client relations, communications with clients and things like that. Ben actually has the work phone today to free me up a bit, but when we've got the work phone, we're speaking with clients who call, seeing what their requirements are, and usually we're then asking them to send us an email with their details so we can then create the job, send them a quotation. If it's approved, we can then book it in. So everything's very systemized and ordered. Doesn't mean that's the best way to do it. Other companies probably have different or better ways to do it. This is the way we do it, and we find it works well for us. So obviously in our work, there's a lot of moving parts, and there can be things that don't go exactly to plan as what we thought it was going to be. It might be stock that we order for a particular job, and it may not suit the requirements as we thought it was going to. And so it's about us seeing what's going to be the best solution and then choosing the best option and then moving forward that way. The boys, if they do have an issue on site and they're calling me about it, I always like them to be able to present the best solution, what they think, not just calling me like, hey mate, we've got this problem, and then them treating it like it's up to me to solve. I prefer them to be like, hey mate, we've got this problem, I think the best solution is this, are you happy to proceed like that? So we're working together, and they're actually thinking about what the best solution might be. It's not me totally putting it on them, it's just making sure that they're not just relying on me to come up with the solutions. So yeah, but issues are bound to happen, but often it's a chance to show the client that you actually care and that you're actually there to find the best solution, not just the easiest solution, and it's just the way it goes, yeah. So obviously now everything runs quite smooth and quite effectively, but we're in like our maybe 7th or 8th year of business, and each year you get a little bit more experience and you learn how to optimize things. But in the early days, it's definitely a different story. So I think I started the business in I reckon 2017, and it was just me. I put an apprentice on. You literally don't have any clients. You'll do work for anyone for a very low price, which is probably not great, but you're so desperate at the start, and it's just the way that it goes. Guys, I'll end this video with perhaps 3 tips to aspiring small business owners. Not saying that we have the formula, but we're maybe a little bit further down the road. In the early days, you have to be somewhat of a yes man. And what I mean by that is if clients have a request, like, can you get here this week? Can you sort this out for me? You kind of have to find a way to make it happen. Otherwise, they find another service provider who will make it happen. So you have to recognize when you should say no and when you should say yes, and in the early days, it's probably most of the time say yes. Secondly, I'd say that, which was advice I received off a client in the early days. He said you have to just be straight up and honest with people in business, because there's enough deceit and smoke and mirrors outside of business, but in business you just have to be upfront, honest with people. Things are what they are, and don't try to do wrong by people. And thirdly would be probably in regards to employees, in that it has to be a two-way street. They're working for the company, but we have to do things to help them as well. If it's not good for them, they're not going to look after our clients and look after us. So we got to make sure that it's a mutual agreement, not just a one-way street, yeah. So guys, that's the way we do things. Basically what might set us aside from competitors is that we have just a positive can-do attitude. We try to get things done in the best way for clients. Thanks for having a look. I hope you get something out of it. And in the next videos, we'll be out on site, back to doing what the normal videos are. But thanks for coming behind the scenes and having a look.